Welcome back, guys. Brandon here with Slingmods.com, and today we have our highly anticipated chasing halos for the Polaris Slingshot. Our chasing halo kit for the Slingshot is our most advanced halo system yet. The included remote allows you to trigger a brilliant display of sequential LEDs that literally turns the front end of your Slingshot into your own personal light show. Now, this is not some off-the-shelf generic chasing halo kit. The harness and circuit board have taken months to engineer, and the wiring harness is cut to length specific for the Slingshot and includes plug-and-play connectors for each individual halo ring. This allows for a very simple installation with no soldering or crimping of any kind. Now, we understand that some of you may want to start with just a 2 halo kit and then upgrade to 4 or even 6 halos in the future. So we designed the halo wiring harness with plugs to support up to 6 halos. So even if you do buy just the 2 halo kit, the wiring harness is already equipped to handle 4 and 6 later on. All right, guys, now follow me as I walk you through how to install these. Start by removing the T40 Torx bolt on the front of your headlight bezel. This will allow you to pull the bezel away from the headlight, creating a big enough gap to slide the halo connector through. Once through, you can screw that T40 Torx bolt back in.
Be sure to thoroughly clean the surface area before installing, and be sure you install with a surface temperature between 72 and 110 degrees Fahrenheit for proper adhesion.
Next, take the primer stick included in the kit and carefully snap at this dot before applying to the contact areas for the halos. And let that sit for approximately 5 minutes before peeling off the backing tape of your halos and attaching it to the headlights. It's also important to note that since these do have directional light sequences, you will want to make sure you mount the halo with the wires in the same position for all the rings. I already test fit on ours and saw that the wires would all tuck in nicely mounted at the bottom in the 6 o'clock position and not be seen from the outside. Now that your halos are mounted, it's time to run the harness. I started from the passenger side and carefully fished the spool up and out of the way across the frame towards the fuse block. It's important to note that you'll want to follow a similar spool across and under the hood hinge so that it doesn't get caught when you close your hood. Then you can go through and connect all your halos to the harness. Be sure to zip tie all loose wires up and out of the way to prevent any mishaps later down the road. Now you can take the main splitter sub-harness with the 2 boxes and plug in the halo harness into the plug labeled halo ring input only. And then finally plug the positive and negative ends of the sub-harness into your fuse block. Alright, so the installation of the chasing halos is now complete. So if you've opted to purchase the optional Chaser UnderGlow extension, follow me as I walk you through the installation of that add-on kit. Start by first assembling the kit on the ground so that you know where everything needs to go. If you're going to jack up your Slingshot for ease of installation, please refer to your owner's manual for proper jack points and remember to always use jack stands for safety. Next, you'll want to first test fit the entire kit by using some tape to temporarily hold up the strips where they're supposed to mount. This will also give you a better idea of where to clean and apply the adhesive primer later. Once you know where everything's going to mount, take your alcohol prep pads and thoroughly clean the surfaces of any and all dirt and grime. Now I decided to mount the LED strips to the frame bars, but at an angle pointing in towards the center of the car, because I don't want to see the strips from the outside of the vehicle when they're on at night. Next, take the primer stick included in the kit and carefully snap at this dot before applying to the contact areas for your LED strips. Now let that sit for approximately 5 minutes before peeling off the backing tape of your UnderGlow strips and attaching them to the Slingshot. I started with the 102-inch LED strip with the male end at the front of the Slingshot and the female end at the rear of the Slingshot and attached it to the passenger side first. I then attached the other 102-inch LED strip with the male end at the front of the Slingshot to the driver's side. Now take the 20-inch LED strip and attach it to the swing arm with the male end directed towards the front of the Slingshot. Once you get to the front end, make sure you adhere to the splitter with the wires meeting in the middle, because you'll need to attach the 2-into-1 connector here. We also have the carbon fiber front splitter installed, so I made sure that we mounted the LED strips towards the back edge of the splitter so that you can't see the LED lights from the front of the vehicle when they're turned on. Now plug in both 36-inch LED strips from the splitter to the 1-into-2 connector here. Then connect the 24-inch extension to the single end of the 1-into-2 connector and run that wire up and out of the way above the frame rails towards the front driver's side, where you'll then plug that into one of the 1-into-6 connectors. Next, take the other 24-inch extension and plug that into the passenger side LED strip, and then plug the other end into one of the open plugs on the 1-into-6 connector. Next, take the 36-inch extension and plug that into the passenger side LED strip, and then plug the other end into one of the open plugs on the 1-into-6 connector. Now use the 16-inch extension to connect both the swing arm LED strip and the passenger side LED strip. Finally, take the 48-inch extension and plug that into the single 1-into-6 connection, and run that up to the sub-harness labeled strip LED input only. I also decided to go through and carefully zip tie all of the LED strips to the frame rails to help ensure a longer lasting installation and to tuck all the loose wires up and out of the way. So if you purchase the Chasing Halo kit, you're going to love the UnderGlow add-on kit as well. Now let me show you the functions on the remote that comes with the kit. For starters, this kit has 47 unique modes and can be turned on by either pressing the A or B button. Simply select A to change to a new sequence and B to go to the previous sequence. Some of the modes are just static colors, others are fading, and some are even chasing, all with controllable speeds by pressing the C button. And then finally there's the D button, which turns them all off. It's easy to understand, and with all the speed variations, your light shows can be unique almost every time you drive. Well guys, like and subscribe if you enjoyed this video, and head to slingmods.com to pick up both the Chasing Halos and UnderGlow kit today. I'm Brandon with Slingmods signing out. Enjoy the light show, and we'll see you next time. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.